So what we're going to do now is apply a dripping effect on the canvas. And what you do is you get the paint and you add more water to it because we want to allow the paint just to run itself. So the best way to do it is to apply pressure with the paintbrush onto the canvas and the water will start to run. And we're going to do quite a few lanes of dripping. So I'm going to do some areas, so the lower part of the face and then down the sides, give it sort of a curtain kind of appeal. But follow along slowly with me and you'll pick it up. But it's just a matter of applying more water to the paint and allowing it to run down on its own. Okay, let's go.
So I'm going to start at the bottom of the lip and just let the paint gently run down with the hope that it will run as far as it possibly can. I want to at least get, if I can get about 10 inches of run on the paint. So it's a matter of just mixing your white paint up with some water until you get that consistency of movement in the paint without it being too runny, because when it's too runny, of course it becomes quite thin and it sort of fades into the painting. You won't get that density. And of course apply the same sort of principle to the base of the eyes, and it's a really nice effect, and it gives that element of drama to your painting, and of course, and it really adds to the abstract feel of the painting as well. Now use the same principle with the yellow paint. The thing is with the yellow paint is that I ideally want to get that to run the course of the canvas, so right from the top right down to the bottom if possible. So in order to do that, it's a matter of holding your brush and applying pressure to the canvas and really filling up the brush with some paint, but keep repeating that same spot over and over, as you can see I'm doing at the top there. And just keep applying, and what it will do, it will just start to create more liquid, and it will just start to run over itself and create that length that we need to get right down over the canvas. So you can see it's starting to trickle through now, because I'm just repeating the process of just applying the paint over and over in exactly the same spot.
Okay, so you've done the yellow and the white runs. What we're going to do now is flip the canvas upside down and do some blue from the other end. And we don't want to put too much, but we just want to sort of break up the yellow with a little bit of light blue runs. So flip the canvas and we'll run the blue down. Good luck.
I guess I should point out that it's a good idea to let the white and the yellow runs just dry up a little bit before you sort of flip it around. Otherwise, of course, the paint will start running back in the other direction. But generally, because the paint is actually light enough, it dries reasonably quickly, or at least dries enough to hold itself on the canvas without rolling back the other way. So when you've got it upside down, it's the same sort of principle with the blue paint. Just apply the pressure at the top and get those nice even runs. And if it stops short, just apply your brush and apply more paint on the brush and apply pressure, and it will start to run over itself and extend the length that you've already achieved on there. It may feel a little tedious, and of course it may be a good idea to sort of drop your canvas easel down a little bit rather than sort of reaching up like I am. So make it as comfortable as you possibly can to achieve this result. And of course you don't necessarily need the blue, you can use another color if you like, as I just find that the blue is quite dynamic and it helps to really start to bring everything out, the background out, and with a lighter sort of blue it's quite subtle and it gives it a really nice dynamic, as you'll see when I've completed it. You don't necessarily need to flood the whole area with the blue. I just like to give it a few nice runs on both sides, but I don't necessarily want to go over the main composition directly over the face. As you can see, I've just applied this effect on each side of the canvas rather than through the middle. And of course you can if you like, you can go right through the middle, which I have done in the past, which is a nice effect. But in this case, I just want to keep the face nice and open because there is some really nice characteristics in this face.
Okay, so now that we've done the blue, it's best just to let the canvas sit for a while rather than turn it around, because if it's still quite wet, it'll run the other way. So just let it sit for a while, let it run right through the canvas, and once it's dried, we'll flip the canvas back over and we'll get to the final touches. Okay, well, I've pretty much come to the end of this one. I'm pretty happy with it. So what we've got to do is I'm just going to put a couple of highlights up the top, and then when that's done, I'm just going to sign down the bottom. When you sign your painting, it's a good idea just to sort of sign it inside the canvas a little bit more. The reason why is when you get to photo editing, sometimes it snips out your signature. So just bring it in maybe an inch or so inside the canvas. Also, it helps if people do decide to get your work framed. That way the frame won't overlap your signature. So yeah, just remember to sort of drop your signature in around about an inch. Well, this size canvas, for example, would be around about an inch inside the canvas, so that you always see your signature on the canvas.
Now I want to touch up with some dynamics through the top of the hairline, just to fill in the face a little bit more. At least it will give the impression that the face is being pulled out a little bit more through the abstract background. And I think I might just lighten that paint up a little bit more and apply a bit more paint, because it will help shape the face as well and define the hairline. I also want to fix up the neck on the right side of the painting there as well. There's a bit of a darker area. I just want to apply more lighter color in there just to show the shape of the neck, so it balances well with the face. And instantly that starts to bring it out a little bit more. I also want to do the left ear on the left side of the painting, the ear there, just to fill that in just a little bit, to sort of bring it out through our paint runs, so it defines it a little bit better. And also the eyes, which are probably the most dynamic part of the painting. They really help to inspire the essence of the work, as the eyes are quite alluring. And of course I want to sign the painting as well, which signifies your completion of your masterpiece. And as I mentioned, make sure that you sign about an inch inside a canvas of that size. That way, when you're photo editing, it won't chop out your signature. And also, if you get your canvas framed, the frame won't affect, or at least block out, some of your signature. That's it. Once you've done your signature, it's a matter of letting the paint dry, and then we will head to the varnishing department, which will be in the next video.